Today, we will compare the top 10 cities around the world where you can retire or locate within your budget. To do that, we'll go to the website retireonmybudget.com and select the compare option. First of all, we will add New York as a standard, and then we will add the other cities. As I am adding the cities, we can already see the price comparison. To compare the healthcare, pollution, traffic and crime, you have to upgrade your subscription. To register, you do not need to share your credit card details. You can either select Plan 1 that lets you compare prices for free or the Plan 2 that lets you compare healthcare, pollution, traffic, and so much more. So let's just do that real quick. You can either register or log into your existing account and then upgrade the subscription to see the other stats. Click on the I button on the top right corner to watch the website explainer video. Now, we'll add more cities so that we can do the full comparison. We'll compare 5 cities at a time. Here are the top 5 cities from the most recommended countries around the world to retire. I am going to align these cities in a decreasing order, so we will move beyond France to the second position followed by Valletta, Malta. Although we don't have the salary stats from Ecuador, but we can still compare the expenses and the daily cost of living. So let's just compare the net salary. As you can see, the average monthly salary in New York is $6,670, which is almost 3 times more than the salary in France. In New York, a 1-bedroom apartment is going to cost you a lot. However, in France, it is much cheaper, so here we can see that difference between the net salary and a 1-bedroom apartment is a significant, which means the quality of life is going to be better. Let's just move on and compare the grocery prices. As you can see, it is much cheaper in New York than almost all of the cities except for France. Vietnam is offering really good option here. The prices depend a lot on what is available locally. So if there's not a lot of milk that's available, that means the prices of milk is going to be higher. Yeah, same with the other supplies. So for a bottle of wine, it is extremely expensive. It could also mean that the government taxes might be more. Let's just move on to the chicken. The prices are really reasonable in Vietnam, Malaysia, and Ecuador for chicken, which is great. I think Ecuador is offering really good prices for fruits, which means a lot of food items are locally grown. If you dine out in an inexpensive restaurant, it would cost you around $2 or $3 in Malaysia, Ecuador, and Vietnam. Transportation is pretty decent, and pretty much equal to how much it is in New York. Same for childcare. As you can see, it is very inexpensive in most of these cities. Mortgage rates. Surprisingly, France has a really good option in the mortgage rate. It means you can take the loan and invest. Let's compare the healthcare. New York has a good rate. France has a better. Almost all countries have better healthcare system. Skills of the medical staff are really good in most countries. Speed of the examination is decent. Let's compare the pollution. It is significantly low in Ecuador, Malaysia, and France, although France is a little bit expensive. But you can see that it is also offering good healthcare. Pollution is better in almost all the countries except for Vietnam. The quality of water is also higher in France, which is good. So let's just compare the traffic. The traffic is significant in Nha Trang. Traffic index is lower in the other cities. New York has a great control on carbon emission. Let's compare the crime. Crime rate index. Chances of home being broken and stuff being stolen are lesser in Malaysia, Vietnam, and Ecuador, which is good. Ecuador has the highest safety index. So far I like Ecuador. Let's keep the cities that showed better stats in this comparison. Alright, now I've added 5 more cities along with the ones we already compared. Now let's just move it a little bit in order of salary. To move the cities, you just have to select and place it in the position where you want it to be. Now everything is aligned in decreasing order of average monthly net salary. Now let's just start comparing. Decent salary. If we compare, the apartment rents are also lower. Tamarindo, Costa Rica, it's even higher than the monthly salary. Let's compare the markets. Daily essentials are cheaper in Algarve, Portugal, and also in Medellín, Colombia, and Ajijic, Mexico. If you were to dine out in an inexpensive restaurant, it would be cheaper in Vietnam. For 2 people in a mid-range restaurant, it would be cheaper in Vietnam. For an average restaurant, McDonald's is expensive in these cities. Coke is also cheaper. Surprisingly, it is more expensive in France. In a lot of these countries, cars are more expensive, and that's mainly because of the taxes. Fitness club membership is cheaper in Colombia. Let's compare the healthcare. Healthcare index is higher in Colombia, and the skills of staff are also good. Speed of completion is good. Let's just compare the pollution. Pollution index is lower in Mexico. Air pollution is significantly low in Portugal. If pollution is a big concern of yours, then some of these cities can be considered. So air quality-wise, air quality is much better in Ecuador. Drinking water is better in Colombia. Let's just move on to the traffic. New York has much higher traffic, followed by Tamarindo. Ajijic, Mexico has less traffic. So that's good. So most of these cities need to work a lot on the CO2 emission. Let's compare the crime rates. Crime index-wise, the crime index is higher in Nha Trang, and the level of crime is also higher in Tamarindo. Overall, The crime rate is low in countries like Ecuador, Mexico. Higher crime rate might be a turnoff for a lot of people. You don't want to be in a city with a higher crime rate because then it's not worth it, considering that Ecuador is doing very good in terms of the crime rate. My top 3 would be Lyon, France, Algarve, Portugal, Ajijic, Mexico. Let me know in comments which one you like. Feel free to share your ideas and experiences in the comments section. If you like the video, then hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments.